Greetings. In this video, I want to show you how to rotate your tires on your car yourself. It's fairly simple to do. So you probably want to put your front tire to the back and the back tire to the front. With my video, I'm actually going to do an X rotate. So I'm going to put my front passenger tire to the very back driver side and then to the driver front to the back, and I'm doing an X. And the reason is because you want evenly wear. Again, you should rotate your tires at least every 15,000 miles. You're going to find that you're going to get more wear in the front, and the reason is because of the weight of the engine, the weight of the passengers. Most cars are front wheel drive, which puts more wear on the front, and then also your steering and your turning, and that will put much more wear on the sides, and I'll show you here in a second, as compared to the center of the tire. The only thing that you need is your spare tire, whether that's a regular size tire, sometimes they're mounted here on the back, or a donut. And that's what I have with this Nissan is a donut. You're going to usually find it under this little part here. I had to take everything out. Take this compartment out here, and the only thing you're going to need is your donut, your tire iron, which basically that goes on the lug nuts and that's what turns it, and then the jack itself that comes with the car. All cars come with spare tires or a donut like this. And yes, it's okay to use the donut. If I want to take one tire off, put the donut on that tire, move the tire to the opposite side that I want to change it on, remove that tire, then keep the donut on one side, and then put the back on the front. Now I do have some tire stands here, some jack stands and some ratcheting jack stands. You do not have to do that, but if you got them, why not use it? It's good for additional support. I'll put in a link in the comment section where you can get these. Again, it's not necessary. You want your car to be flat as humanly possible. I was on this driveway, and for me that was too steep. You would be okay if it was a little bit steep, but again, the flatter the better. All right, and usually so it doesn't make a lot of rattling noises, the donut's usually going to be screwed in there. And you do want to make sure that the tire that you're putting it on is not flat, so you might have to inflate it before using it. All right, so the next thing you want to do is jack up the car a few inches so I can take off the existing tire and then put on the donut. Okay, with this Nissan, the actual tire iron itself is the tool that will actually jack it up. Usually you'll have that separate, and I want this piece of metal here to be flush with the frame of the car. You don't want it on the plastic part. You want to feel under where you can feel the frame. And I can feel the frame there. This actually goes neatly into the frame. Another reason too why I'm putting the donut on the very back instead of the front first is because you have less weight on the back because the engine's not back there. So it's better just to put the donut on the back where there's not as much weight and strain on it. All right, I got it aligned, so that's what you want to do is you want to look under there and align it. And then that's when we can start doing the pushing. So to tighten it, you go right, so basically righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And that's the same thing with your lug nuts as well. You want to do righty-tighty to tighten it, and then lefty-loosey to loosen it. All right, I can see I got about a centimeter off. That's exactly what I want. And for additional support, I'm going to go ahead and use the jack stand. All right, now let's take off the wheel. So like I said, with lug nuts, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. So let's go ahead and go counterclockwise to your left. Go ahead and loosen them all up before taking any of them off. All right, I got them all loose, so let's take the lug nuts off and go ahead and remove the tire. All right, and let's remove the tire. All right, sometimes your wheel will seize up after you have all the lug nuts off. Sometimes the wheel will not come off. Now, if this happens, make sure your emergency brake is actually turned off because that will seize the back wheel. And also, too, if sometimes it will, just through corrosion and salt and everything, sometimes the wheel will get stuck. So you have to make sure your car is very well supported, but you can go ahead and put the lug nuts on very lightly back on, and then you could tap it on the side and that will get it off. Just make sure you got a lot of support to where it won't collapse onto its base. All right, let's go ahead and put on our donut or our spare tire. Go ahead and line it up. Your tire, you want the label facing you outside. All right, let's put on our lug nuts. Just like a regular tire, but not too tight to where you can't get them back off or they'll strip. All right, let's go ahead and lower our jack onto the donut. Now remember, I'm loosening it, making it go down, so lefty-loosey. So I'm going counterclockwise to loosen it. Now you could put the full weight onto the donut. There's nothing wrong with that. But I actually got the little, the jack here on the side as actual additional support. Again, you don't need it, but it's nice to have there for backup. All right, next we are going to wheel the full-size tire to the front driver's side. Okay, now the tire that I removed on the back passenger side, I'm going to put on my front driver's side to do an X rotation. Now you can put on the emergency brake here, and the reason is because if you have an emergency brake, usually the back, you can't take the back wheels off, but you could temporarily put it on in order to rotate anything, taking anything off of the front. Just remember to take the emergency brake off when you go back to the back to take another wheel off. All right, so remember, you want metal on metal. So you want this metal to be flush with the frame, and you might have to look under there if you're not familiar where it's at. All right, so I want enough room to where I could put my spare jack stand. Again, not needed, but it's nice to have. And you want to feel here because you want to levitate the tire off the ground. Now, being that this side of the car is more on a slope, I have to lift this higher to make up for that little slope here. The front levitated, got my jack, and then I have a support jack here. So let's remove the lug nuts. Okay, remember what I said, that the front driver's side wheel gets the most wear of any other tire. That's why you want to rotate it first to the back, and then after several thousand miles, do it to the opposite side of the back, and so forth. So basically, they all get wear evenly. So as you can see how much wear it is, so basically this is the front, and all the wear is right here on the very side. And that's because you're doing a lot of turning, and the weight of the engine and the passenger is putting a lot more pressure on this side panel here. The good thing about Nissan Altimas, you don't have to line up the tire exactly right for the tire sensor to work, because there's a sensor in the valve that will automatically read it and communicate to the car. This was the tire from my back passenger. Now I'm going to be putting it on the front. When you're tightening it up for good, you want it to be tight, but you do not want it to be muscle tight. Because if you do that, you're in danger of stripping it, not being able to get it back off whenever you need to, and you're in danger to strip it. So basically, you want to put some force into it. You want to put some force into it like this. That's it. Don't like step on it and all that stuff. Now let's go ahead and lower our jack. So I have my jack stand here supporting the actual jack. So as you can see here, I have the stand, the bar flush with metal. It doesn't necessarily have to make a tight connection, because the whole point is you're lowering the body of your vehicle down onto it. So you just want to push this up, the bar up as high as you can. But I'm going to, remember, I'm going to have to lift this high enough to where I can get this tire on. All right, so let's go ahead and jack it up and remove the donut. All right, righty-tighty, clockwise. All right, that's good enough. Let's go ahead and remove the lug nuts. Now that we went ahead and switched this tire out, that's good to go. Now we're gonna go ahead and take the bad tire that was on the front, that has all the wear on it, and then I want to put it on the very back passenger. Now we're going to put the back driver's side tire to the front. But let's first take it off and then put on our donut. All right, so if you didn't have the extra jack support that I have, then the tire would go all the way to the bottom. All right, let's switch the other tire on the front. So as you can see here, it's a very close proximity, so I have to try to line up the lug nut holes with it, but I might have to raise it about another centimeter. All right, I was finally able to get it. I had to raise it up like another centimeter, and now it's good. So now let's go ahead and put on the lug nuts. Let's take the front passenger tire to the back driver's side, and then we'll be done. So as you remember, I have a donut on that side. There, my friends, is how you rotate the tires on your vehicle using only your jack and your tire iron. And yes, it would be good to have extra jack support, so I'll put that in the comment section, but it is not necessary, especially if you're on a level ground. I put my front driver's side tire to the back passenger and reverse those, and then put my front passenger tire on the very back, forming an X. Now the question is, should you align it? Well, 90% of the time you're not going to need to align it. If you do see that you're driving it and there's uneven wear on one of the tires, or if it's rattling, or if the steering wheel goes to one side as you're driving, doesn't stay in a straight line, then you might want to take it to a mechanic and do a computerized alignment. But most likely you're not going to have to do that. And the only thing you have to do now is just put up your spare tire back in the trunk and your tools, and you're good to go. All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe.